Greetings, Redheads. Thank you again for joining me in another edition of R3Ds View. If you haven't already, make sure that you sign up to the exclusive YouTube We Authentic Music channel. That's right, youtube.com/We Authentic Music. Thank you for everybody who's been supporting me. Today is a very special day. All right, we're here at Defiant Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got somebody sitting right next to me who is arguably the best engineer in Atlanta right now. I'm gonna, without any further ado, introduce him right now. Brad Dirt Horn. What's up, man?
What's going on, Red? How you feeling?
Good, man.
Everything good?
Everything good, man. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Right now, we want to thank you for joining us. You know,
Thank you for
you're a
having
busy
me.
man. I know your schedule.
Screw all that. First of all, arguably the best. I'm not that at all. I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not like that. You know, we just get the job.
Okay, he gets the job done. Yeah. He don't want to take all the credit.
Hell no, we can't. It's more than us, just me. You know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
It's a group thing. You know what I mean? My people around me make me better. I make my people around me better.
I feel you, man. Yeah, I dig that. So, what we want to know, man, we want to give you a little chance to introduce yourself for those who may not know how important you are in hip hop in the genre. So we just going to get a little introduction about yourself.
Okay. Well, shit. My name is Brad Dirt Horn. I'm from Detroit. Started off with the Runyon Ave crew, your D12s, you know, back home team, C4s, P-Lives, people like that. From there, moved down to Atlanta. Started working Grand Hustle at '07, and pretty much been on every album since then. So, you know, from there we branched out. Grand Hustle is a huge umbrella, huge entity. So from there, you know, you got your no genres from b.o.b. because Bob signed the Grand Hustle. But tip allows people to flourish and do your thing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna just stay in one place. Yeah. Go out and do you. Yeah. Do you.
Definitely.
But you know, from there, from Bob, I toured with him for a couple of years. Did the Strange Clouds album, and now here we are in the home studio of No Genre, his label, affiliation with Hustle Gang, which is another subsidiary of Grand Hustle, and an Atlantic building now with something that Stroud, everybody knows Stroud, the producer, that he orchestrated. So we got some things moving around, man. But anyway, I did a lot of Grand Hustle stuff. I'm a big touring guy. I love the road. That's always me. Production, touring Phillips. If been in any concert in the last 6 years, I was probably mixing, but you know. From there, you know, I love the studio, I love the road. It's hard to play it in between, but we all, like I said, we make it happen.
Hey, definitely. That's an impressive resume right there.
Oh man, that's small, dude. That's small, man.
That's very impressive. So, what I want to know, man, is what made you want to start engineering? Like, what made you want to get into music?
I didn't want to get a job. Telling dope wasn't gonna do it for forever. And shit, who wants to get up 9 to 5? Like on some really as a child, and I always laugh to myself about this, but as a child, I was always up all times of night. This was before drinking and smoking cigarettes and all the extra stuff. I was just up. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide up. Like, let's do something. Let's go. It could have been ADD, who knows? But honestly, technology was always my best friend. It was always really like, yo, we can do what with that? Right. Let's try that. Let's do this. So I wanted to be a DJ at first. No one knows that. Well, my buddies know that back home in Detroit. They know. I made my mother buy us like DJ equipment and stuff. And then I didn't want it. I was like, yo, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. So, you know, from there, some buddies of mine, Jason Assar, Qualls, actually, who is M's engineer, he and I, his brother, we funded a very large, successful studio back in Detroit, in Isolation Records, along with Alliance Records back then. But we just started playing with stuff. You know what I mean? We were fortunate enough to have that blessing of an equipped studio. I don't mean like, oh, we had a laptop. No, we had TDM. Like when folks didn't know about HD, we had 888s. Like when people watch this, they're like, what the hell is an 888? A Motu 888. It was the essential HD. Well, whatever.
Do your research.
It was tech. That was real tech. I mean, tech out on you right there. But it was always fascinating. You know what I'm saying? It was like watching the board and seeing what engineers and or producers, musicians. Hell, one of my cousins is Victor Hall, another person to look up. he was the score writer and or producer for Whitney, Gladys Knight, people like that. And as a child, I didn't know. I was 10. We was at Ricky Minor's house. I'm playing with the SSL, broke a channel. Didn't even know. Had no clue. I was just like, I want to do this. Yeah. Whatever the fuck this is, that's what I want to do. Right. So from there, man, I just stayed on some music stuff. Music was the outlet because it was either in Detroit, sports, which I'm the prettiest, biggest nigga. I don't want to do nothing. I'm really lazy. But you had your sports, you had some dope, and you had some girls, pimping, whatever. And you had music.
Right.
Like on some real shit that's just like I dabbled a little bit all of it, but music was comfortable. Right. Like music I ain't gotta watch to see if somebody trying to do something to me. You know what I mean? I don't have those issues where I know that what I do for a person, that's gonna sit well with them throughout their years. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I sold your mama dope, you might have a problem with me 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the line. Yeah. On some real shit. Definitely. People don't really think about that. But anyway, I digress. I got into it. The technology thing was just my escape. I loved it. There was just something about it, man. Yeah. Something about it.
So my next question is, since you are in the engineering, how do you know that you have a hit on your hands, like when you're recording it and before it gets to the DJ, before it gets to the radio, music videos, like how do you know, like I got a hit record right now?
See, okay, well maybe I'm just not as good as some people, but you never know. You never know. Sir, I've heard songs that I thought were, every song that I don't really like is a hit. Every song that I don't like is always number one. Never fails. But that's just a joke that we got in the studio because I don't like anything. that's the kicker.
So
I don't
never
like
satisfied.
shit. I'm never ever. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but we could have. We could have. But that's where we come to play.
Right.
Now it's time for us to dive in. And there's certain things we know we have to do, but as far as knowing we got to hit, the energy of the song, man, is when we're recording and when the artist is there. That might sound real broad, but there is a place in the studio. Like on some real shit. There is when we're one, when that song, when that track, when that producer is guiding in the right spot, it just falls together. And whenever we're able to say, "Don't touch nothing," that's when it's like, "Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
We might have something here."
Yeah. So it's like basically. Because I feel the same way, like, you don't really know, because I'm a hip-hop artist as well. Right. Some songs that I've recorded, some people may feel, and I'm like, what? Like,
But that I believe a lot of it is the artistry as well. Like, a hit for you ain't a hit for Tip. A hit for Tip ain't a hit for you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That artist, what that artistry brings to the song is, like, that's the whole pot. Like, the studio, this is the easy part of it. It's selling it afterward. Like, us being able to translate what goes on in that booth to what we have displayed to the general public, that's a process beyond no other. But the creativity in the studio, that's the small part. That's the easy part for the artist, if you will. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Like, after it, when we leave here, marketing, that's a whole, that's another thing. But that's once the song is said, this is a hit. That's when they say, oh, let's put some money behind this, that, and that. The magic already happened, which is the smallest part. Which is kind of oxymoron of it, the way you look at it, but being that I'm, upper management, upper middle management, it's kind of, I see both worlds. I know what the money has to do, but I also know what we have to do as an artist. And they don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't care. Like, we just trying to make a hit. We just trying to make music. We're just trying to put down on tape. We're just trying to put down on hard disk what our soul and heart is saying to my crowd, to my fans, to my individually. Like, an artist has to be able to talk to the individual fan, and that fan feel like they're talking to me. Yeah. I'm the conduit between that and that.
Right. Definitely. So it's interesting that you bring that up. It's like when we talk about this age, which is the digital age right now. Mm-hmm. Now versus back like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and when hip hop was first becoming groundbreaking. Mm-hmm. What do you feel is like the major difference? Like, do you prefer the digital aspect of it now, or was it more as far as nostalgic, like back then, was it more enjoyable than the digital spot that we're in now?
I'm all right. Well, hands down, I'm a hybrid baby, meaning I love the best of both worlds. We have the power in computers now where we can duplicate those characteristics that you would have to spend $500,000, you know. Budgets aren't there anymore. That's just not reasonable. Like we can fit an SSL in here, but we have to completely gut the entire from here down. It's a process.
It's a whole process.
I got time for that. Anybody got money for that? And only the people that really utilize those things should have that.
Yeah.
Your big studio, your big houses. Silent Sound is one of my favorite places like in the world. But Silent Sound's here, and they look beautiful 4,000. Just beautiful, but it's maintained. That's an era TK. He came from. It wasn't nothing but tape. Analog, baby.
Right.
Tape, man.
Traditional.
So he's one person that I reference back to. Like I want to have that soul that y'all captured. But we need to be able to do it in 15 minutes, which is where we are now with the digital stuff. So, like I said, I'm a hybrid baby, man. I love analog. It sounds amazing. It's warm. Like I said, with that song, like when we got that hit,
yeah,
that warmth is a part of that. Like that's a process that we have to recreate these days because now it's on the fly. You know what I'm saying? We making hits in between interviews.
Right. Exactly.
You know, shit, we got to be on the eastern seaboard this afternoon, but we on the way. You know, we just got to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't make beats though. I'm not a producer. I'm a producer in the sense of I'm gonna guide you through it. But another producer, the actual producer, she and I may have a rapport.
Yes.
A producer is one that's like you said, hands on. They're into it. They're guiding that project. They're guiding that song. It's not about just here's the track. After that song's recorded, he's going back, he's tweaking, we're sitting here and we're dropping this and adding that and transitioning this and whatever. Because the song's not just complete. You know what I mean? That's where there's a lot of work that goes into it. Once the recording aspect is done, the producer usually goes in and puts those twangs, those tweaks, we're working hand in hand, adding this, taking out that, whatever the case may be. Yeah. It's a real producer that's gonna make that hit.
Right.
It's a real producer. Beat makers get hits. Don't get me wrong. True. I mean, it's certain things just work. And nowadays, man, stuff can go viral so easily. Yeah. I mean, hell, we be on the table maker. You know, it just goes these days. But a producer is one that's gonna have you in the game. It's gonna have longevity. They're gonna have music that lasts the test.
Yeah, like a Timberland.
Like your Timbs, your Pharrells, you know, your Toombs. Yeah. Like it's nothing can ever be said. Oh, they just beat maker because the one that I've seen all those processes. Mm-hmm. Toombs is just like Jesus Christ. We can have any more equipment, but you know, that's the process. That's how they do that. And who am I to take that or say just because we can do it a more efficient way? That's the process.
Because a lot of recordings that are on the radio right now, see, ever since my homeboy, shout out to Second Nature Production, Shice D, he was recording with you. When he came back and told me the experience that he had, it's like with him engineering from when we first moved out to Atlanta to now, I can hear certain things on the radio that I've never heard before, like little air in between sounds and all kind of stuff. And it's just interesting. And then talking to you about it, it's like, yeah, this is good, but it ain't
absolutely.
What I did,
Absolutely. I mean, that's only because, like they say, when you buy a car, you never see the car before. Then when you drive it, now you see it everywhere. It's just because you're paying attention to that particular thing. That's a psychological thing. Yeah. It's because you know the insides of music now. Like, for example, I love movies. If I knew how movies were really, really made, like I get the gist of it. Like I try to see, I'm a big weapons guy. Like I like guns. So when I see a movie and it's like, that ain't real. He didn't really, it takes away from it. So I try not to dive too much and take it too literal. Like it's for entertainment. And that's we're just lucky enough to be on the ends of the entertainment. Yeah. So, you know, I try not to let my knowledge take away from my life.
True. True.
If that makes sense.
That's real.
Still got to be able to enjoy it. Another million people can like it. I probably.
Yeah, right. You know.
So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, this will bring it to my next question. As far as artists these days, like back in the 80s and 90s, you could have an artist that would look for a record deal, right?
Sure.
That was the main thing. Now, I think Master P, along with others, helped modernize being independent.
Yes.
So these days, when it comes as far as being independent as an artist, like, what do you think an independent artist needs to look for? Like, should they still chase the major labels, or should they just do it on their own with all the resources that we have as far as internet and things of that nature?
Okay, are we specifically talking record deals? Because you and I don't want to, dive too deep, but the record label is the big umbrella, but there's more parts of it than just the record label. It's what's the record label's publishing, what's your publishing, who's your A&R, do you even know what A&R is?
Yeah.
It's things like that if you got all your shit in order, do it. Why not? If you were the best writer in the world and you worked at Grand Hustle and you had free time, and there was a lot of it, meaning we said, yeah, use it, knock yourself out. You'd be a fool not to do your own thing.
Right.
And now being that we are now a digital world, hell, you come sit in the studio and get free internet. You know what I mean? It's like you just post up shit and you work your own, you work your own way.
Yeah.
The labels will come. See, that's what people seem to. If you're making, I hate to hurt people's feelings, but I'm super blunt. And people can tell me like, "Oh, Dirt, you suck." All right, whatever. It is what it is.
You don't mind being an asshole.
That's fine. It's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt me because if I feel like I'm helping you, I'm doing it for a purpose. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not in it to hurt your feelings.
Right.
That makes me no more money. So if I'm telling you something, it's probably because I've seen something pretty close to what the fuck this is, and it's if a person has all the outlets to handle their own launching of a project, and when I say handle your own, it's more than being able to record, mix, and put a song on whatever. Nowadays, it's more or less your relationships. What's that song gonna actually? Who's gonna hear it? Yeah, you can put it up, and millions of people can have access to it, but who's gonna really hear it? That's what the record label was and is, but if you're smart enough and you have the resources and the tools, do it. I'm not against the label. I respect the labels. I love working with the labels. They pay on time.
Pay, right. They're gonna pay, right.
It's not a barter system.
Checks ain't that bad,
It's more or less the label is there for a reason. The label is there to we still have huge artists. We still have your Beyonce's, your Jay's and Puffs. And you said, you mentioned Master P and Master P was a huge independent aspect of things. But shit, we still have Puff. Like Puff did a lot of finagling. And he made a lot of stuff happen, and a lot of businesses sprawled down from that. And I'm not saying Pete didn't. I'm not saying Puff is better. I'm just saying I feel as a major company, Puff did a lot in that joint venture thing, like Grand Hustle did.
Right.
Like we didn't get signed. They signed the company, meaning we're a business group.
Right. It's a partnership.
Atlantic, you make a war in the past. Atlantic, you want to make a decision, we have to agree. We're joint. We're partners.
Right.
It's not, I just signed to you. You tell me what to do. It don't work like that. So it's a better business structure because a record label has far more reach and just being honest, so they deserve to get their money back. True. Because it costs millions of dollars to launch an artist. But if you put it up, you should get it back.
Right.
So if you feel that you can gamble away and handle your own, by all means. But if a label is interested in you and you're not in them, something you got something.
Yeah. Definitely.
So take that for what it is, because that whole getting $1 million a day, $1 million from a deal, that shit over.
Yeah,
that's been dead.
Pretty much dead. I think that I think that every let's say 5-7 years, we have that it person. When I talk about the it person, that means it's just taking the industry by storm.
Yeah.
Drake was the most recent one, I feel like, and before him, I would say 50 Cent. Before him, it was DMX. Before him, it was Nelly. Like those type of artists come out.
That's a good little rundown.
Yeah,
that's really good.
You know, it's like, cause I analyze stuff. It's like the ones that have make a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
Now the positive to that is, okay, they're selling millions of, like, cause I think Nelly went diamond when he first came out.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, he didn't do as much, but he still made a presence. Like everybody was on Nelly.
Right.
And 50 Cent made a huge impact.
Yes.
And I think of my generation, well, all those are my generation, but you know, right now is Drake. He's the it person, and he's got the torch and just been running.
Yes. Now, I'm surprised that you didn't say Rihanna.
Well, I was
See,
talking about hip hop more. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Rihanna, yeah, Rihanna too. Yeah, she
hip
pretty
hop
much
now.
is. Yeah, she's hip.
Like on some real, like hip hop is eating a lot of shit up. Like people don't understand how vast it is now. Like when it used to be unheard of to hear a female like rap actor sing. Like that was unheard of. It's like what?
Yeah, what's going on?
Now you can't spit 4-8 bars. We ain't listening to you.
Right.
I mean, shit. I think Whitney would have had to rap by now.
Right by
No,
now.
I'm just playing.
Hey, it's
but
serious,
on some realness, it's Drake is that person, but Drake was a celebrity before.
True.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean it like, oh, that's the only reason he's famous now. That's by far none. He had a fan base.
Yeah.
Strong.
Solid fan base.
And I don't give a damn. I don't care what nobody say. I'd rather be known as a crippled Disney kid than a nigga that's from nowhere.
Yeah. True.
And the thing is, that's that relationship thing again. Hey, he's been in Hollywood. Hey, people know him. Like, hey, yeah, let's go over here. You party.
So my other question, okay, let's talk about, this is a real big question right here. And with some of your knowledge, I just want to hear your input on it.
And you would say Eminem, but okay.
I forgot to say.
But I was gonna let it slide, and then the Detroit had me kicked up.
Yeah. Hey, all right. So with the whole ghostwriting in hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a firm believer that if a song's a hit song, it's a hit song.
Sure.
But when the whole Meek Mill and Drake thing popped off, it happened on the basis of the ghostwriting.
Okay.
And I think that the most important thing about that beef, not was so much of the beef, but it was in hip hop. I remember everybody was arguing over, is ghostwriting acceptable in hip hop? Now I have my opinion on it, but I want to hear your opinion on on
ghostwriting in hip hop.
Yeah.
In 2016.
Yeah.
Not 96. 2016. Oh, okay. Ghostwriting is a way of hip hop nowadays, meaning because I've helped write so many songs because of things that I say. It's not that I said, "Hey, write this down." When you hear somebody and it's catchy, you tend to listen to it. You tend to say it. I say so much of Tip's little sayings because they're catchy. There's just saying it's funny. I'm a comical person. It's just that's what we do. So when someone writes something or whatever, it's like none of y'all are 100%. What are you talking about? You got some game from someone else. They got it from someone else. Yeah. So me, if you're my best friend or we're made millions of dollars together, and I'm like, yo, what is help me? Technically that's ghostwriting. I didn't come up with myself, so whatever. What's better? What's better? What's number one? What's number two? It's that simple. If you don't like ghostwriting, stop listening to music. Because there are no new words. Like I think Beyonce did the Booty Vicious thing, but I mean, you don't understand what I'm saying. People aren't making new words. Like there's no new alphabet. We got 26 letters. It's only so much we can do. We're gonna say the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah. So saying someone is getting help writing or somebody else wrote it for them, a whole bunch of people wrote that. They said shit that your mama said.
Right.
So
it comes from somewhere. I don't think that a lot of MCs because I don't have an issue at all with someone giving an idea. Like we're in the studio,
sure.
Naturally you're gonna get some type of input, man. Do this, do that. Maybe you should say it like this, which could be considered.
But all input isn't good input.
True. Now I think the only issue I'll have, this is just me personally as an artist. Like I've never had somebody write my whole verse and me just going in there and just spitting it.
Now,
yeah.
Why not?
The whole reason I don't is because I feel like I'm a master of my craft.
Mm-hmm.
Now I love input. Like if it's input on like what I should say or give me a topic. Like I love when like my brother hits me up all the time. Like, man, you should rap about this situation or that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like
Yeah.
I love help, and I think that that's what Drake has a lot of. You know.
Okay.
Now I think when the reference tracks dropped and it was seemed like somebody was pinning each line that he was saying. I think what he did with that, he got it, but then made his own flavor for it. Because the thing we can agree on is that the person who wrote it wouldn't have had it be as big as if Drake rapped on it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I feel like, ghostwriting in hip hop, it's like, I think hip hop has a strong, what can I say? It's like a strong knowing in hip hop that, okay, the MC, when we're talking about the MC, the rapper, the artist, like, they're all supposed to come from your head. You talking about real situations,
Yeah, sure, grant you. Now, because I feel like we're talking on two different terms, because you're ghostwriting, you're saying someone wrote the whole song. I get that.
Yeah.
That does happen, though.
True.
Now, how many songs do I get with choruses on them? Countless.
All of
It happens.
A lot, yeah.
So technically, is that ghostwriting? Like they wrote the hook, but we're gonna change the hook. We're gonna flavor it up. We're gonna add this and da. We're gonna do. Even a person that gets it word for word, they're not gonna read it word for word because it's gonna sound like it's written word for word.
Yeah.
You put your flavor on it. Like that artist. Again, that artist is supposed to take it and make it theirs.
Right.
That those lyrics are supposed to relate to that artist. Now, is it abnormal or weird that the artist can't physically write it? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't.
Fans don't care these days.
They do not.
They don't, man.
All they want to do is be able to relate.
Yeah.
If I can relate to what's going on, what this person is talking about, I'm rocking with them.
Right.
Y'all heard me playing that earlier. I was saying, I love that song because it literally tells, like, wow, that's it. This is, yeah.
And in R&B or pop, you don't care about who wrote that. It's like as long as it's just like, and I say it like with movies, for example.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a movie, I don't even care about who the producer was, who the director was.
Right.
Like I don't.
I just want to see the movie.
Right, and the only way I'll sit through a credit is if it's a Marvel movie and I'm trying to see what's going to happen in the next movie. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can understand how a fan, especially these days, could be like, "Oh, okay, well, Drake didn't write that, so what?" I mean, I relate to it.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
I
right?
liked it.
And that's, I think, what the battle was between traditional hip hop heads or hardcore hip hop heads, and then the hip hop heads of today.
Sure.
But which goes to the next one. This is going off. But what do you think about how artists these days drop music? Like Future, for example, he drops countless music versus a Beyonce who can make an album today in 2016. Won't have another album out until 2018, but the 2016 album can carry on through those years. You're still gonna hear them on the radio.
Yeah.
Do you think it's any right way to do it, or do you think it's just whatever floats your boat?
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
That works for Beyonce. If she dropped 5 albums a fucking week, she would not be Beyonce.
True.
She's just a broad singing. Now, Future, on the other hand, now mind you, you're comparing a male and a female, and as sexist and wrong as it may sound, I keep it 100. Beyonce's a woman. Future's a man. Men can do a whole bunch of whatever. And if it work, it work. If she does that, then why she wore out. What's Jay-Z doing? Future? Who cares? What he sipping? What he drinking?
Right, I see that.
Now, that's just my opinion.
Right.
Am I saying that one's right, one's wrong? No. Because if I only had to put out one album, motherfucker, every 2 years, riding with that one.
Right.
That's less touring. I can stay with my family. I got a baby. Whatever the case may be. Future is a guy. I'm hustling. I'm doing my own niggas. I'm dropping this. I dropped something. Oh, I'm putting out another thing.
Yeah.
Why not? They're eating it up.
Right.
Different clientele, though. Complete different clientele. Same people, but different.
Different clientele.
Completely different. Because Beyonce's fans will listen to Future. But Future's listeners probably want to listen to Beyonce. It's kind of, I'm weird. But that same girl that's formationing with B,
Yeah.
her dude is riding with Future, meaning he want to be him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
listens to Future.
Yeah.
which makes her other homegirl. It's all about that market base. I think beyond Because once it happens in here, which is, like I said, the easy part, now it's how do we make people buy this a whole bunch of times?
Right. So what, as an engineer, what do you think, or do you have any favorite tracks that you've recorded, you know, as far as a Grand Hustle or any other labels, you know?
My all-time favorite song is Hurt with Tip. We're on TFRSTIP.
With Alpha Omega
and
yeah.
Busta.
Yeah.
Only because they said put it in dirt. When that was like, and we all made jokes about that. They were like, because, you know, I'm the big gun guy. So I know it tight be cliche to say, talk about tipping guns and me, but whatever. That was just one of my favorite things. And that was my first credit with Grand Hustle.
Really?
I believe so. Was Hurt, yeah.
I remember that came out in 2007. Yeah.
That's when I got there February 1st, 2007.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that could be, that's considered your favorite one.
7-6. I got there in 2007.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. I remember that song. That because
I love that song. But everything that we ever recorded is kind of my favorite. But that one definitely. My new being that I'm with, you know, with Bob and his label. We work with London J and everything we do is fire. And I'm not even going front. And I work with Droves since 07 until currently still, if he calls, he needs me. But bruh, this boy, I don't know what. He's that mesh to me, and mind you, like I told you, I'm fickle. I don't like nothing. He's that mesh between the new young age and where Tip with them came from.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what
that
you're saying.
Trap music and Future met. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get from London J. And London J is just so calm. That nigga sit there and he won't much talk. And we just be chilling. We may make a joke. He'll show me something on Instagram. And the next thing you know, he get up and he record 5 straight fucking songs. And then we're done. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, shit. I'm finna slide. Me too. So it's
the working process.
It makes it easy to like what I record, but I'm very impressed with what London has been doing. I'm very impressed in Steel and Tip, but the Bankroll Mafia shit, man, them folk is really taking off. Like Raw is doing this. I kind of jump in there and every once in a while and catch up new artists, whatever, but Shad is taking off incredibly, and I just like to see it, you know. But it's not really my forte.
Right.
Meaning, I love their music. Don't get me wrong, but that's not me. That's just not me. I'm more of what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they need to check out the London Pain. He just dropped that Painkiller, but Me and My Hoes is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's 8 songs and it's fucking seamless. Like no one really pays attention because it's called Me and My Hoes, I guess, and people may say, "Oh, there's just bitch singing music," but it stands for hands-on experiences.
Right.
And if you listen to it, it's a complete story. But no one listens to anything anymore.
Yeah. The
One song
is short.
15 seconds, baby. You can't get me, but that's the thing. That's why we changed it up, and that's why I do so much sound replacement, meaning I'm not replacing instruments. I'm adding frequencies that people don't even know they hear it, but they know that that part of the song they know for a reason. Just put it in somewhere that they need to know.
Right. Exactly.
I put sound effects and stuff. We do little pans and just psyche, just stuff to mess with your psyche to keep you interested in that particular artist.
So, what do you think? And I know this is gonna be a broad question, but what do you think it takes to be an engineer? Like when I say like a top tier engineer.
Tough skin.
Tough skin.
What? They gonna talk so much shit about you, boy. It's not even gonna be funny. If you don't see, and that's what really killed me about back in the day. Like I know I'm Hugh. I'm a big black dude. I talk deep. I'm from Detroit. So people think, there's nothing about a man that says you're gonna be able to talk to me or disrespect me. You have to know that a lot of it is just testing you. It's like we gonna see if we can walk on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
We paying them. Like on some real shit. That's what people think.
Yeah.
And it's people hanging engineers out of roofs and over balconies and not on my watch, buddy.
So the death row stuff wouldn't have happened to you back in the day.
It probably would have. It probably would have. And it probably would have been shots fired. Something along those lines. Yeah. Somebody hit. Trauma. It's not going to just be holding dirt over no rail.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
And not even that. I'm not fucking up to the point where you feel like you need to. You're gonna have
do
to.
something.
And if I feel like I can't handle it as an adult, and screw the adult part. As a professional, you should be able to say, "Yo, let me see if I can get you somebody else that can take care of you." Because this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Alpha Mega's a prime example. I still talk about him. I've had a lot of respect for Alpha. I really did. He kept the 100 with me, and I kept the 100 with him.
The ultimate prize, fucking with me, get with me.
Proof's dying is actually why I moved from Detroit. I came from there because when he died, that really struck a lot of people badly. And
Oh, you got me so confused. You must